able to view it? Can anybody please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, so before we get into BTP topics, I wanted to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Shrika Prasad, and I hold a 15 plus years of experience into industry. So whereas I, worked for multiple, technologies, and it's been, a couple of years that I'm being with SAP and especially with BTP for more than good number of years right now. And I got certified into CPI and I got certified into BTP. I got certified into other project related modules. I would say Six Sigma, PMP, and all kind. And I work for a product based organization, and I hold kind of a architect position or role in the company. Well, so first of all, thank you so much all of you for joining this evening. Okay. And let us just kick off about SAP BTP. I request all of you to please be on mute so that all of you can hear peacefully. I'll give you time. I think the plan is to run you through this particular code's content for couple of minutes, and after that I leave the forum to all of you to for address all your questions. Whatever the questions that you have, you can please raise those, and I'm here to address all that. Got it? Perfect. So I think you must have already known. I mean, how many of you are really aware of SAP BTP or not? I'm not sure. But just to give you a background about BTP, what BTP is actually doing in the industry right now. So BTP is nothing but SAP BTP is nothing but business technology platform, which we call it as an integration suite, especially for the integrations which we talk about. So this is nothing but the integration layer between applications. Whereas you have your source and you have destination systems, and you wanted to do a kind of a data exchange between your applications, then SAP BTP is a place where you have to do all kinds of developments. And this is an application which is recommended by SAP, in fact, going forward in all kinds of SAP, non-SAP, and any kind of maybe cloud, non-cloud, doesn't matter, all kinds of applications, you're going to see only SAP BTP as an integration layer. Okay, so we are talking about BTP right now, but what it was actually earlier, because it's all about your cloud integrations and cloud product it is, which is produced by SAP. So earlier it was, we used to call it as XI when initially exchange infrastructure, then it was PI, then PIVO, then after that they have moved into all these versions were completely into your virtual machines. So post which they have started something called HCI, HANA Cloud Integration. And from there, again, the product has been enhanced and released as a CPI, Cloud Platform Integration. So post which with multiple engagements, they have released the product as in BTP. So BTP is not only a one technology, I would say. BTP is an umbrella term in simple terms. I would say that BTP under which you have lots of categories. When I say about lots of categories, it's like integration related you have, apart from that admin related you have, then you have your S4 HANA, then you have business warehouse related and SAP analytics related, lot of things, including extension suite as well. So likewise, a lot of things are available under BTP. Okay, and we are going to talk about especially integration suite. This is one of the module. So I would say that BTP integration suites, maybe it's covering close to 60-70% of the integrations as in today in the market. So that's how the product is being built. Okay, and what do you mean by offerings and capabilities of SAP BTP and integration suite? When I say about offerings and capabilities, SAP, of course, offers BTP as a product which can be enabled for any kind of integrations. It's you have your traditional applications, whereas your ECC, ERPs, maybe SAP related I'm talking about, those are very much comfortable to enable with the kind of connections what you want to do with the functional and technical modules, whatever, doesn't matter. It's all SAP family altogether, right? So that's very much possible. Beyond that, SAP BTP also has a capabilities to connect with any kind of other applications. Maybe you have a Java based application, you have a third party based application, or you have, Salesforce, any kind of other applications which are not, part of SAP at least. So those are also still possible to connect with. You have your databases, for an instance, maybe Teradata, maybe Sybase, maybe Oracle. Likewise, you have so many other databases also. So all databases also can be connected to BTP. So that kind of feasibility you have. So when you connect with each of these applications or systems, there is a standard way that we need to follow. Of course, those will be, you will understand better in the sessions going forward. Okay, major differences between integration suite and CPI. As I've told you a while ago, earlier we used to call CPI as a product, cloud platform integration. So then actually it was completely with the, I would say that the data center of CPI, tenant or server, whatever you call, that was completely under SAP's control. But when you talk about SAP BTP, it's not anymore with SAP. It's completely with customer. So whoever is implementing, for an instance, you have Google, you have large scale organizations, right? So whoever is implementing in their landscape, they need to own the complete responsibility. So they can host it on Azure, they can host it on AWS or Alibaba Cloud or any other cloud as well. Doesn't matter. So BTP is very much capable to incorporate in all that. Okay, and architecture. Architecture wise, as all of us, we see very regularly project to project the architecture might change. And similarly, when you work with SAP BTP, there is a standard protocols given by SAP. So how it has to be in terms of your network latency, in terms of your external communications, internal communications, okay, all that. So that basic architecture will be taught to you, and post which, when you get into projects, project to project, the communication is different and the architecture will differ. Package and iFlow creations and operations, meaning as a developer, as a cloud consultant, a developer, a cloud consultant, your role is to completely manage your developments. So how do you manage that? You have something called package creation under BTP tenant. So you do that, and post which followingly you will be doing all your developments, related developments. iFlow meaning integration flow. So this is something which handles your complete system to system integration. By creating an iFlow, you should be able to connect with source and destination systems and do the vice versa data exchange and all that. That's the meaning of it. And design and development activities. As we know, any project that you have, design and development activities are very crucial, under which you have all these points. Maybe if you are intend to work with APIs or FTPs, SFTPs, any communication is possible with BTP. Okay. So when I talk about palette objects, what do you mean by palette objects? Palette objects is nothing but which are standardly given in the application by SAP. Maybe if you wanted to do some kind of a development, so there is a standard palette given which can be used, and by using that you should be able to complete your development. That's the meaning of palette objects. So we have lots of palettes actually. For each scenario there will be different palettes to be used, because as a unique you may not be able to fulfill your requirements. So that will be looking into going forward. Okay, content modifier, calling services, content handling, these three are content related palette objects, which are very crucial in the BTP area, I would say. So whereas whenever you have your requirement in place, you are trying to work with the requirement, then the existing or incoming payload or content that you have to look at. It's like one system they may ask you for JSON, and another system they may ask you for XMLs or flat files or CSV. It doesn't matter. So you have all capabilities to manage that by having these palettes in place. Okay, Groovy scripting. So Groovy scripting is nothing but Groovy is one of the traditional module or traditional language, I would say, which is completely supported by SAP. But the classes and all whichever you're using in Groovy, that's completely Java related or Java supported, in fact. Okay, so where you go with the Groovy scripting, The palette objects are already available in your tenant, and maybe for one of the complex integration or implementation you're working for, so there 95% of your requirement is getting fulfilled through those palette objects, which are standardly given by SAP. Maybe 5% of requirement deviation that you see there, you have lots of customizations to do as per the business requirement. In those cases, whenever you're not trying to achieve via standard options, then you will be implementing growth. Okay, only 5% I would say, because earlier there used to be a lot of dependency on Groovy, but now we have mitigated all those issues and the product has been enhanced in a very well manner. It's a well shaped actually in this current scenario. So Groovy, I would say only 5% of requirement we needed. And event handling. Event handling is nothing but whenever you work with some applications, okay? So you wanted to have the event based triggers. Okay, so all those can be managed via event handling. So how do you do that? It's like, you have set of adapters given by SAP. You will be configuring those with the, required mandatory objects, and post which there is a set of procedure that you have to follow to enable the event handling. Okay, creation of mapping. As we know that BTP is an integration layer between your two applications. So what you do is typically you perform the mappings, right? From source to destination, whatever is the required data, required formats and all that, that will be doing it. That's a meaning of mapping here. And import, export, all these are mapping related. Okay, so we have different kinds of scenarios. Okay, so to cover all that, we have all these four kinds of mapping points here. Well, adapter configuration. So adapter is nothing but one of the enabler, I would say, for BTP to connect with some application and enable the connectivity between applications. So that is the meaning of adapter. So we have lots of adapters given by SAP. It's like if you have Salesforce systems to work with, so there is a Salesforce adapter available. If you are trying to intend to work with Ariba application, so there is an Ariba standard adapter given. Or likewise, so many other adapters also, like HTTP, you have FTPs, you have SFTPs, you have database related adapters you have. Okay, with lots of other latest authentications. In fact, these days we see that user based authentications are not really taking place due to high level of security and expectations of your customers, client, all that. So we have OAuth enablement here, and client secrets, client IDs that you can work with. Okay, and CSRF tokens also can be enabled in BTP. So it is very much comfortable to work with. All these are as a standard, right? And when I talk about process direct and data stores, these are all development related activities. I would say that when you have a requirement to route or transform your data internally from your BTP point of view, as and when the data gets received into your BTP application from one of the source, so you have some multiple systems to route. So in those cases you will have your process directs and data stores to that. Error handling and some exception process, meaning soon after you have your all the developments in production, so something is going wrong, everybody wanted to notify, maybe your technical teams, your support team, and your business team as well. So it's not really possible for a human to monitor all 247 system. So that is the reason what we do is we have something called exceptions of process that you implement in the application, meaning your development. So as and when there is something wrong, it will notify via email. So likewise, we can have this in place. Messages also possible. You can send messages to text, mobile numbers, or you can send emails to emails. That's how it is. And integration content. This is completely a development and the deployment activities, I would say, where you actually deploy all your iFlows and you monitor the sessions, everything. Security materials. So security material is nothing but this is the page or this is the window where you manage complete your you know authorizations. So whichever the system that you're trying to connect with, you will store all these security aspects here. Maybe user credentials, apart from that, your OAuth related, token related, whichever is it, doesn't matter. So this is a window for you to operate all that. Then account and user management. Account and user management is nothing but when a customer is trying to purchase SAP BTP as a tenant from SAP, then they will be having only one global user. Okay, that you call it as a global account. So from there, actually, what they do is there will be an admin team. So admin team will work and they will make it into multiple portions as per our need, and they will give you the access. So how do we do that? Complete part will be managed here. So what is global account, what is sub account, and how do we manage it? Okay, what authorizations required for a user, and how do we maintain the authorizations for a user? For an instance, you have 5 members of team. So all 5 members of team may not have the same kind of authorizations to their S users or their what do you call that? Authorizations. In those cases, what they do is, how do we manage that? That's a game completely happen here. Okay. Then write variables. This is nothing but one of the development activity. So where soon after your development is done, your job has been run successfully. You wanted to store some variables into your application. So from that variable, you have something else to do it. It's like further actions will be carried out. So that's when you go with write variables. Okay. Then you have certificates installation in Keystore. Certificates, as we know that one of the crucial topic this is, between any application that you wanted to make sure the connectivity is on, then you need to have certificates exchange between applications and with set of procedure. So that's how the certificate installations takes place in Keystore in BTP. We need to share BTP certificates to the third party, and third party will share across these certificates to us. So all these data, sorry, certificate exchange happens there, and you need to store it into your key store, and they also need to store it into their trust store or key store, whatever. Likewise. Okay. Connectivity establishment activities. So what do you mean by connectivity establishment activities? As soon as your project gets confirmed and you wanted to have one application connected to your BTP, so how do you connect? How do you test whether the connectivity is already established, or do we have to establish? How do you understand all that? So the complete activities will be carried under connectivity establishment window. Cloud connector. Cloud connector is very crucial for all your developments, I would say, for BTP, because cloud connector is the only option that we have to connect with your on-prem other applications. So cloud connector installation to be done and certain configurations to be done, and after that at BTP cockpit level also you need certain activities to be done. So this is completely a administration activity where your business people are there. They'll be doing all this. We don't have to really involve, but of course it's good that you get into it, you gain some knowledge. That's for your betterment. And encryption decryptions, maybe SSL related we can use it in BTP, and PGP related we can use. It all depends on the requirement. Then you have trace, configuration, and debugging methods. This is nothing but as soon as you deploy your developments into your BTP environment, how are they working? Are they really working as expected? Are any issues to be have? How do you understand? Here is a place for you to understand. So you enable the trace, you find out where exactly it is going wrong, and you try to debug it, then you fix it. That's all. So this is how overall as a BTP integration layer, I would say. I mean, it's not really possible for us to go through each points in very detail because it's only minute details I can give you at this moment. But yes, going forward, once we get into the topic, each topic will be elaborated in detail, and you will have the respective materials also for each topic. Well, this is how it is. I leave the forum to all of you for your questions.
Hi, Shri Gautam here.
Hi,
So,
Gautam.
what is the difference between integration suite and extension suite?
Integration suite is nothing but which will enable you to connect with applications for the data exchange. Extension suite is nothing but whichever the application that is already available in your virtual, you wanted to extend that to your cloud versions for maybe another third party applications or third party systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, integration suite will be running on CPI and
No,
extension
it's not like
extension
that
will be run.
actually. Extension and the BTP, sorry, extension suite and integration suite, everything is under BTP only. As I told
Okay.
you, BTP is an umbrella word. Okay, so under which
Okay.
you have everything. Extension suite is nothing but it completely relates to your application development,
Okay.
where you see there's Java related, Angular related applications or SAP Enterprise Portal related applications, all that.
Okay.
Hi Gautam, this is a fully administration course.
I'm sorry, who's talking?
This is Naran Reddy.
Hi, Narayana. Well, this is not administration actually. This is completely into development.
Okay,
Administration is something that we have other teams to do it.
okay.
IT admin teams, then you have basis admin teams, so all that. So they will be
Actually,
working on all your admin
I
related
have,
activities.
okay.
Yeah,
I have a basis administration.
right.
This is request suitable myself.
So what is your profile, Narayana?
Basis administration.
Okay. Yeah, perfectly all right. Because now we see that a lot of basis people are moving into CPIs and BTPs. Now it is a good jump for all of you, in fact, because once you get into S4 implementations, because majority of basis work is almost done by SAP only.
Okay.
You don't have tons of work to do. The way you do it for your PI systems, enterprise portal systems, and all that, right? In virtual machines. So it's like only 25% of work that you have to do in cloud version.
Okay, okay.
So that is the reason a lot of basis people are taking place to move into their SAP CPIs, PTPs internally in the projects.
CPI separate and BTP separate.
CPI was the older version and BTP is the latest version.
Okay, CPI. Okay.
Yeah,
This like SAP PAP. That's correct.
correct. You had XI, you have PI, you had PO, then you had HCI, CPI, likewise. So now
Right.
the latest version stands as BTP.
Previous version CPI.
Correct.
What is the cap? Cap is
I'm sorry.
is
What was that?
cap
Cap meaning?
cap. I saw Google BTP cap CAP cap. Hello.
Okay, you're talking about cap model.
Uh,
That one of the capabilities we have actually as an SAP BTP. So that doesn't come under this.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Thanks.
no problem. Any other?
Actually, what is the main difference between the CPI and the BTP? Only the version they have changed, or any
No, it's
capabilities
like
they have?
version meaning, as I've just explained, when you were working with CPI, okay,
Okay,
so it
okay,
was completely with SAP. The responsibility was holding with SAP, and the data centers
okay.
also used to have with
Okay, the
SAP.
data center is held by SAP in earlier CPI version. Now in
Right,
BTP, it is given to the customer. That is why
customers.
only the difference.
No, that's one. Apart from that, at product level, you have a lot of other enhancements.
Okay. So
Yeah.
whatever the topics you are telling, it's already there in the CPI. So what is the extra capabilities and the features included in the BTP? Just I want to
Few
know.
pellets are added into new, right?
What is it?
Few pellets added into BTP as a new. And
Okay.
second thing, when you talk about BTP, it's integration suite as a only one layer under BTP. But CPI was completely independent, right? But BTP is not completely
Yes. Okay.
independent. Yeah, that's all. And the performance also, we see drastically, improved performance with message processing and everything, wherever that you wanted to connect with any other applications too, that we notice.
One more thing, Gautam. With this BTP use all applications, ECC and
Yes.
POs and Esperantos, all
For an
applications.
instance, I say that you are working for a client or customer, okay? So where they have lots of systems and their landscape. For an
Okay.
example, they have a traditional ERP now and they wanted to migrate to S4 and they have all other applications, maybe Ariba, and you have your vendor invoice management. You have, then you have your Ariba, Success Factors, Sales Cloud, Salesforce. Apart from all your third-party applications, whatever that you have, because in one company it's not that only one ERP will be there, right? Downstream, lot of other ERP will be there
Yes.
based on the country, maybe JDE, order plan, Optivision, like with so many other. So it's very much flexible to connect with each and every application
Okay.
via BTP. Yeah,
But earlier also we connected with the CPA. So the same way we connected with other applications.
right, right, Arvind.
Hi, Sri. I'm Chandra.
Hi, Chandra.
Yeah, how it is useful for the technical persons?
I'm sorry, I've lost you a bit.
It is useful for technical persons. I'm working
Yes.
as a technical consultant.
Right.
So, I mean, it is useful for me, like I say, for my career growth.
Yeah, because the technical content which you are seeing, it's completely a technical profile. It's not like a techno-functional or functional profile. So what's your background, Chandra?
I'm working as a SAP CRM technical consultant
CRM
and
technical. Okay.
O data.
Mm-hmm. I understand, because where you have CRM, lot of Salesforce are getting migrated to Sales Cloud. So at least in those cases, you can work as a backend developer if you are so strong in technical. If not, you can get into functional. But the scope is very less for CRMs because the number of people are so high in the market and the number of jobs are very less in the market.
Okay.
So it's flexible, Chandra. Yep.
Hi, Sri Gautam here again.
Yeah, good.
So, how much it is useful for admin people? Like, I'm working as an SAP basis admin.
Right.
So recently we migrated to S4, and I'm working on BTP as well. So
Okay.
as you told, admin related activities like user management and integrating systems with the BTP and all.
Hmm.
So I would like to explore more much about BTP. So that is the reason I contacted Shrestha in Infotech, and I'm uh, like that is the reason I contacted
Okay.
the
No
here.
problem, Gautam. I got your question. So here is the answer for you. Now let us understand. So the kind of basis activities that you were doing in your virtual missions when you had your XIs, PIs, and all that in place, and the kind of work that you do in cloud now, you see the ratio, right? It is only 25% of work that you're doing,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
In earlier versions, you had lots of things to do. Whenever you're doing a database, for an example, let me pick it up because all of you, I mean, a lot of basis people are there. For an example, let us talk as a one simple example. You have your PI system, okay, maybe 7.5 single stack as an instance, and for that particular application, you have a backend database as Arcle, which is SAP standard provided, maybe 11G or 12C, whatever is the version, right? So whenever SAP recommends that you wanted to have updates into your database, the version update, then of course you need to do a lot of circus, right? And
Yes,
again, you have a lot of support packs to do. As a basis consultant for SAP, you need to do separately, and for Oracle databases, you need to do separately. So many other things that you have to look at while doing this, right? But
yes,
when you look at your cloud version, for an instance, BTP. So what actually, I mean, the what kind of actual work that you're doing? It's only 25% of the whole work, right?
yes,
That is the
yes,
reason actually. What is happening in the current companies also, because manager says that since I mean, a person is already being working with the company or the project for some time, and they don't want resource to lose. That is the reason they are giving multiple options to resources, stating that. Of course, I mean in our projects also we see a lot of people that they work for ABAP basis, and this other few modules like CRM also one of the module that they also participate their contributions to BTP. So we train people as a batch, then we start giving them simple task and all that. So that's how they're sparing their time into both the areas, because you don't have judgment for whole of your efforts, right? Because basis everybody says that this is the only task, it's a one time plugin kind of a stuff that you're doing, and after that you do not have any other task to do. So likewise, so many interruptions are there in the profiles. So that is the reason it's good that if you have an opportunity, please get into BTP and also get into your BTP roles in your organizations too.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. It's good
And
to
as you
have both
told,
the skills. It's like, whenever you have basis task, you can do that. Otherwise, it will be good for you to be as a multi-skilled resource in the projects.
yeah, yeah. And as you told, it is a developing kind of thing. So it is not an admin related and all, right? So how can we manage developer kind of thing? Because we previously we don't have any developer experience, right? So
Right.
that is my question
But
again.
no problem. But you must have already seen the landscape where your PI people, your AP enterprise portal people, ABAP people, and a lot of other modules together that you worked with. And wherever there used to be issues, and you need to you used to be there with them to resolve the issues. For an example, your PI message processing is stopped. Then you do kind of a circus where you have to check and all that. In simple terms, just to replicate the same scenario here, you're not going to write any coding here. Since you operate Linux, right? You restart the machines, you move the files, you copy the files, you do a lot of 100 things you do in the servers, right? So
Yes.
comparatively, here it is not the coding also. It just kind of a play and plugin kind of a thing. Because already it is available, you need to use. You should know when to use, what to use appropriately. That's the only learning part that you'll be doing in the whole of this tenure as a coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Again, I
Hello.
repeat for all of you, this particular topic or course content which we are referring to, this is not a coding tool at all. It's completely, already predefined application it is. It's just that you will be playing around it. Okay, because all the standard options are being given by SAP. So what you do is you simply play around. Okay. Yeah. Somebody was talking. Go on, please.
Yeah, hi. This is Mani here. Thanks for
Yeah,
the
Mani.
detailed explanation for every questions, and
No
it's very
problem, Mani.
informative more. And I was pretty much interested to understand the very basic concepts like, yeah, you said very clearly about BTP and all, and it suits. Okay, so one of the suits only we are going to understand as part of this training program module,
Right.
that is
Right.
integration suit. So is it a SaaS model, or else it's a kind of a product like ECC product we can install, or BW component we can install in any system, or else it's a SaaS component? If it is a SaaS component, how the integration suite licensing and all will be placed? So those details will be helped in this course, or else how it will be?
SaaS is completely different. Statistics
Mm-hmm.
and all that, you're not going to do anything with it because we have SaaS tools separately. We don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this particular course will only enable you to understand where and how the integrations can be enabled between applications for the
Mm-hmm.
data exchange. For an example, okay, the SaaS module which you've talked about, that's completely different altogether. I may not really, talk here as that because analytics is one of the latest module also we have. If you look at SAP Analytics Cloud, you must have already heard about. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this is something that which will enable your higher management or C-level category people
Mm-hmm.
to understand and forecast the data. It's like you have your BI system, okay, you have your BW system, dashboards will be created there, and after that this will be enabled as a dashboard. You will be enabling this to your C category managers so that
Mm-hmm.
they'll be seeing the forecasting data where and all that for them to make the crucial if what do you call that, decisions for the company.
Mm-hmm.
So the SaaS module which you're talking about, of course, we have that in SAP BTP also, that we call it as a SAP Analytics Cloud.
Okay.
That's different, and this is completely different.
So if I say that, then how it will be licensing way and all? So for example, S4 will be licensed. ECC license will be decommissioned completely in 2025 something.
27
27.
December. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I am a little bit old update.
I mean,
Sorry
that's
for
okay.
this.
No problem. So let
So
me
so
let
in
me
future, yeah,
give you an
in the
answer.
same, yeah, we'll complete the question. Might be I am
Mhm.
okay. Sorry for that.
No problem.
Likewise, in PI, it will be decommissioned and it will be introduced SAP integration suite, that is from BTP will be the final solution, or else PI will have a life and BTP also will be parallelly running. How it will be?
PA will be decommissioned in almost coming 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Okay, first answer, because 27 or 28 December, is a SAP matrix. If you look at PAM product availability matrix, SAP clearly recommends that it's already 23. Okay, so 27, I guess 27 or 28. I exactly do not remember. So now already majority of the companies, because we see that larger scale companies already they have SAP, and it's like very complex infrastructure they have with multiple applications, this, that, and all that. In those concerns, already now, if you look at market, there are two major migrations happening. First one is SAP PI to BTP, because nobody is even going to CPI now, because CPI to BTP migration is also taking place. So first one, PI to BTP. Second one, CPI to BTP. Third one, ECC to S4.
Okay.
Because if you have ECC in place, you understand, right? Hundreds of connections must have made to multiple applications. So all those to be replaced with your BTP now.
Okay.
And SAP so far, SAP not given any approach that automatically you can migrate all your interfaces. For an example, in your PI application, as in today, you have 2000 interfaces. Okay, so all these 2000 you need to migrate this to BTP. So now the approach whichever the company is following is a manual. It's like each iFlow they are creating as a business scenario, they are testing it, and as and when the integration is live, they are shutting down that particular interface in PI. So that's what they are doing, because SAP so far not released any automatic tool also that is a one go you can do it.
Okay. So sorry for asking a couple of more questions also, just to
no
understand
problem.
it,
I mean, of
whether
course,
it
I'm
will
here
fit
to assist
for
you. Go on, please.
Yeah. So for my understanding, PI, you have SAP ECC system. So if there is any data which is need to communicate to the stores, then PI will be used to communicate the store system. That is what my understanding is.
Right.
If I so I can't use SAP ECC as a backend database and a front end as some Java application. I can't use PI as a middle layer to communicate. So same way, if I say BTP integrated communication suite, will it be possible to use any database to the front end Java applications, or else it's not at all possible?
It is very much possible.
Okay, so what I can understand is it's a real time data communication is possible. Some yeah, okay.
It all depends on your requirement. For an example, you have banking projects, right? Maybe the larger scale banks, you can say Hong Kong, Shanghai, maybe HSBC, Citi, likewise, so many other bankers are available, right? So they are all implementing BTP. Because in banking, right, nobody waits. For an example, I log on to my net banking example and I wanted to fetch my balance. If I clicked on, the fetch balance, tab or tile, and it is taking a couple of minutes, do you really interested to go with?
Definitely not, as an end user.
That's how.
But
I
as
mean,
a
that's
developer,
what.
I will
So
ask
these
that
are all the real-time scenarios actually. Because when you look at your sales-related applications also, they wanted to have data refresh in every second if possible.
Okay.
Every second, because nobody wanted to wait. They wanted to have all real time. So that is the reason you have something called OData. Now SAP implements OData APIs and all that. The reason behind OData was also available earlier when you worked with your virtual machines also. But that time is were not really successful.
Okay.
Now it is very much successful because you have BTP as an enhanced version and you have OData services which can be developed and hosted on the same, what do you call umbrella, and which is really much faster comparatively.
Okay. So, but it is not part of the integration. So it will be a separate piece of package as part of BTP. Am I correct?
See, for an example, you have SAP BTP, you have SAP S4. Okay. So for some business case, there is another source system, maybe Salesforce as an example. So Salesforce, what is it? Salesforce also is one of the cloud application, right?
Yep.
Which is a CRM tool, customer relationship management tool. So wherever the customer gets created into Salesforce and the account updates happens into Salesforce and the profitability updates happens into Salesforce. So they wanted to have sync from Salesforce to S4. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
so I'm coming to your point. So how do I connect with S4?
So APIs
Let
via
me
API.
answer. Maybe let me answer that also. So we have APIs. We have traditional, SOAP APIs. We have traditional REST APIs. Then you have, your IDOCs to be pushed. Then you have
Yep.
your RFCs or proxies, whatever. These are all the available options. Or
Mhm.
A11 also you have file directory. You can put a
Yep.
file there and do all your circles. But
Yep.
when you want it to work real time, S4 guy
Mhm.
has to build a OData based API, which is a
Mhm.
real time API, and he has to host it. So
Okay.
we consume it as a BTP consultant and we post the data. So the moment you post data, you will see a response, successful request, or data has been updated into database, or some kind of a message. For an instance, you post 5 records, 4 records are successful, 1 record is not. Then immediately the data or message goes back to your Salesforce. Then the backend developer will work. Why it has not been updated? Any issues? Maybe customer ID duplicate or something is it that we don't have to worry about because that is
Yep.
completely functional. Your
Yep.
part is to fetch the data, post the data, whatever to the expectations, maybe in seconds or milliseconds, whatever is it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Makes
you also
sense?
mentioned, yeah, it's very much clear. And you
Yeah.
also mentioned this BTP can be hosted in any cloud platform like Google, Ariba, and all.
Right.
But it's a
Not
product.
Ariba, Alibaba Cloud it was.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Alibaba. So is it a product of SAP? Means SAP licensing and all will be common for all the components or suits inside the BTP, or else BTP is a single licensing where you can buy it and you can use that entire facility inside it.
If I can use entire facility, there is no related to this because, for an instance, I'm a customer. Okay, I am hosting it. Okay, I wanted to host this application on Google Cloud Platform (GCP). So
Mhm.
GCP is not SAP's product as we know, right?
Yep. Yep.
But SAP is not very much considered about it because SAP says that you can host it on GCP, AWS, Azure, Alibaba, likewise few other. Okay, so
Mhm.
wherever you host it, our product is comfortable to work with, is saying, meaning compatibility they are suggesting.
Okay.
Understand? So if I'm
Mhm.
customer A, your customer B, somebody customer C, if customer A says that I have only Google Cloud Platform, okay, if your SAP BTP is not compatible for Google Cloud Platform, then I don't have budget to buy AWS now,
Mhm.
right? Customer
Yep.
B says that I have AWS and I cannot buy another tool right now, just to sake of implementation of BTP. So
Okay.
likewise, that is the reason BTP or SAP, what they say is, we have compatibility with all majority of major cloud platforms. So wherever customer has it, you can simply go for the installations.
Yeah, but
You
it
understand?
is only the cloud is only purpose to integrate or transfer the data. That is the processing the data. Am I correct? We will not
See,
store
where
any
you are
data.
hosting your application is important, right, Mani?
Okay. Okay.
Because if you're
Yeah.
hosting on GCP, it will be
Mhm.
faster. If you are still hosting on Linux, it will be slower,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that performance, see, SAP says that we have enabled all features and the product is up to mark. It will give you the extensive performance. They'll
Mm-hmm.
suggest, but you have installed it on a Unix or Linux or some other thing. Okay, then your performance, of course, will hamper there, right? Then SAP
Yeah.
is not responsible for it. Then they'll give
Okay.
you a classic example that customer A has implemented the same product on GCP and they are working. I mean, they have tremendously improved their performance and all that they'll say. Then what answers will have? It's hard
Okay.
drawback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi Gautam, I have one question.
Yeah, it's Shrika. Yeah, Narayana,
Now
go on.
this training, which platform you explain, PA or S4 HANA, the ERP systems,
As a
data
training
integration.
part, we may consume some APIs standardly available with S4 and all, but we are not going to teach you complete S4 because
I'm
we are
not
going to
asking,
talk about
not separate.
integration
I,
suite.
I am asking separate and all course. I'm asking which platform you take. I'm asking this BTP. In the,
Integration suite.
yes, you
It's
told.
integration suite, Narayana.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, hi, Sri.
Hi,
Prashant here.
Prashant. Well,
So
please go on.
earlier, someone I think in the group has told that whether BTP will be coming as a platform as service or infrastructure as service or SAS. So you didn't what to say highlighted which service with BTP will be coming under.
It's like a platform as a service.
Is it so platform under service? So I think see different applications can be involved in it, right? And integration. So mainly you'll be concentrating on the integration point of view, right?
Correct.
Okay, okay. So see to highlight BTP mostly. See, you're concentrating on the integration side, but it comprises of a database, what you say,
Yes.
analytics, as well as application development and
Right.
intelligence technology. So
Correct.
these all see different applications it would be involving something like cloud platform integration, and data services as well as SAC.
Yeah, that's what I've told, right, Prashant, a while ago, if you remember, because we have lots of things to do between SAP, BTP. And BTP is not a only technical word. BTP is an umbrella word I have used, if you have heard me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
under which we
initially,
have lots of things. Integration suite we
okay.
have, extension suite, SAP Analytics we have, SAP HANA database you have, then administration you have. Likewise, so many other things are available. But this product, even it's not completely stabilized in the market, still they're working on so many updates and enhancements. BTP.
So this mainly you're into integration. So
Correct.
okay, okay, fine. Yeah.
Hello. Hi, sir. Shubham is here.
Hi, Shubham. Go on.
Sir, actually, I want to know this profile is suitable for me or not.
Okay. What's
Sir,
your
actually,
profile?
currently I'm working as a software implementation consultant.
Meaning, which technology?
So, it's a like so technical person means software implementation.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry to ask you again. It's not clear because it's like, you're working for Java, .NET, SAP, ABAP. Likewise, if you could tell me, then it will be easy for me to
no,
recommend
sir.
how it
Actually,
will be.
if we'll talk like this, then sir, I do not have any background like this.
Okay. Then what software implementation are you doing?
Sir, currently I'm a local software vision ERP,
Okay.
which I'm implementing. Sir, I have done my graduations in computer science
Right.
and 1.5 years experience I have in this field. So can I switch in this field, in this area?
Yeah, for all of you guys, actually, whoever has a lower experience. For an example, the participants are more here, right? The number of participants. So few guys they are talking about they are already into basis and all that. So I'm sure that they must have already worked for some good number of years. So for them, actually, it is I'm saying that very much flexible. When compared to you guys, it will be even more better for you to switch because BTP is going to trendy in the market very soon. It's already very hot as a technology, but going forward, you will see all these migrations and all. BTP is the only place that will be in the market. I'm not saying only integration suite, you have multiple modules as well, but yes, if you have certainly coding knowledge, if you are able to understand the concepts, because it's kind of a plug and play tool it is, and since you have already done your computers also in your studies, if you are able to do some 5% of coding when it is needed, you are through in BTP.
Okay. Means if I try to learn it, then I can find a job in market like without even SAP background.
Yes, because the number of experience wise, the number of years are very less. So now it's good that you jump into a good technology and shape your profile. Nothing wrong in it, right? I mean, I'm not
Okay.
saying BTP is the only technology you have. If you find something, in Arkle, if you find something in somewhere, that is of course good. But why are we referring BTP as an SAP product? Because SAP's value is something different in the market when you compare to other technologies, maybe Arkel, Java, .NET, and all that. SAP is something, of course, different.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Well,
Shri,
any
Arvind
other?
here.
Yeah, Arvind.
Yeah, Shri, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So the BTP is advanced version of a CPI, right? So
Right.
coming to the job openings, whether we have already a background of XIPA, PO, and CPA. So if the person really trying to learn BTP, whether they will get the job because they don't have the like previous experience of integration, right?
Got it. What's your profile, Arvind?
I'm into PIPO.
Okay, I understand. I mean, that's how you're talking about a lot of integration topic. Okay, so we see that in the companies now. Maybe I mean I'm talking about this as an offline, not commenting anything officially. We see that BTP resources are very less in the market today, and the requirement is very huge. Okay, that is the reason what companies are doing is they are trying to hire people from external sources. Okay, that's however on. Apart from that, every company or every project holder, what they're trying to do is they are trying to make their own team, BTP team. So that's when we see that, a while ago also I've told you, people from ABAP, people from basis, people from CRM, okay, people from, other applications. It's like you have third party applications, right? So from there, actually, a lot of companies are fetching it and they're trying to put it into BTP because they are saying that internally we'll give you training and you please get into BTP since BTP is going to be a trending technology in the market. So that's how people are convinced and they're getting a good opportunity to get into. They're doing it.
That is okay. That the ABAP people are moving to SAP BTP HANA version. I'm not sure.
No,
So
I mean, see, that's what I'm saying, right? HANA
like
version meaning I'm not saying only integration suite is the only layer you have and
integration
everybody
is
should
suitable
come
for
here.
the only the PIPO background, right?
It's not right that nothing.
No, they can learn, but how the companies will prefer it if they are having the previous background related to integration.
That's what I'm saying,
they,
Arvind.
yeah,
I'm not talking about company layer. Okay, I'm talking about internally. For an instance,
okay,
where I work, I have some 32 members report to me. Okay,
okay.
so off-site and on-site together. So few people sit here and few people are there. So that's how. So what we do is now, as we see that the project scope is getting increased for BTP. So how do I manage it?
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
HR sources say that we are getting people, but it's like we take time and all that. Then who will manage? How will you manage? That is a
Okay.
reason. What we are doing is, I mean, see, I'm one of the key decision maker in the project. Okay, so what I
Okay.
suggest is where people at least know SAP. What is
Okay.
SAP and how SAP works? Okay, maybe ABAP, Basis, and other technical guys. Okay, so what
Okay.
we are doing is we are at least fetching them to BTP platform. We are giving them trainings. We are giving
Okay.
them an opportunity. We are making awareness. Boss, if you wanted to do basis
But
work, of course
actually,
you
for
do. When
all
you
companies will not like that, right? So they will hire and they will give training.
90% of companies are doing the same. See, nobody is hiring, Arvind. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm taking my internal resource and now
Internal team.
moving
Okay.
it to
Okay.
BTP.
Understood.
Okay, and also I'm trying to hire ready-made BTP people from outside also, but we are not
Okay.
getting right.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
That's all.
System
Internal,
And one,
external,
support is
both the
not
hirings
there
are
in the
on
market.
always.
I have one more
Yeah.
question. So you told that the Groovy script, the coding and the XLT mapping, this will be minimized compared to the earlier version you are telling us.
You must have already worked with, there's the value mappings, XSLTs, everything, right? It's a
Ah,
similar
yes.
concept here. And UDF is something that, where you wanted to take your replace content or leading zeros or a special character removal. For an example, you must have seen a classic example with IDOCs, right?
Yes.
In
Yes.
IDOCs,
Yes.
you see ampersand as a symbol.
Yes.
Company, one of the attribute you have was I mean, I cannot remember the segment and all that at this moment, but you see that A ampersand B, that ampersand is not supported, right?
Yes,
When
yes.
you try to send the data to some other system, then what you do, you write a UDF there, and simply you write a groove here. That's all.
Okay. So for group, we also we need some coding knowledge.
UDF, how are you writing UDF?
Yeah, what from basic
UDF is
Java,
Java,
Java
Groovy
knowledge.
also Java, same thing.
Okay.
2 lines of coding. But that also very minimal, Arvind, because earlier we had so many issues, just to tell you. But these days, so many enhancements have come into the product, and we see, that's going good. And one of the good thing is that SAP as a standard, they also give meaning. SAP also provides a number of groovies to you. Wherever
Okay.
you do join and gather, there is a standard groovy available for you to replace the there's extra spaces, multi mapping spaces will come, right? So all those
Uh,
tags. So likewise, so many flexibilities are there.
okay.
Well,
Sri, one more question. Sorry, one
yeah,
more question.
yeah.
Is the course content is a fixed course content, or else we can think and add little more understanding? So if you want any customization is possible.
I have added to the extent possible, because yeah, I mean, somehow here and there we can do it, Manikandan.
No,
If
my
any new
question is like,
topic, we wanted to understand, get
it's
through
not.
there. Yes.
My question is like instead of integration suite is if it is needed to understand the entire architecture of BTP, how it is sitting, and then we can come inside the integration. Then if you want some other analytical cloud, if I want to add into it, is it possible to take a single course, that means a single course, or else or a single Twitter, or else if I say integration suite, then you are the expert. Then if some other suite I'm asking means, then the other expert will be the, how it will be?
See, it's like this. I can manage few extension suite, integration suite, and analytics and all that. But
Mhm.
person, what he wants to do is important, right? Because
Mhm.
for an example, you have PI as one separate module. You have AP, for an example, enterprise portal, who does the application development as a separate module, basis as a separate module, BW as a separate module, and likewise so many other things, right? So when I'm talking BTP, only sake of BTP as an umbrella word, one person cannot have 10 technologies in mind, right?
Yeah, correct. Agree. 100%
That's
agree.
all.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
reason why I'm
as
asking
you
is,
asked. No, no. I mean, let me complete this also. Yes, at least I can give you the high level knowledge. When
Mhm.
you talk about BTP, what are all available and how does it work and all that, yes, to that extent we can talk. But if you say that, Sri, let us get into extension suite and let us build some product. No.
Mhm. Okay, okay. The reason is I'm pure technical with
Yeah,
knowledge of
yeah.
ABAP, WebM Pro, UI5,
Yes, of
and all.
course. A lot of things are involved in it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if
So
you
that's the
ask an
reason.
enterprise portal guy and come into PI system, ask him to develop some communication channels and all that, will he do?
No, no, definitely not. Not.
Yeah.
If you ask me to do it, I will not do it since PI is taken
I
level
mean
for
that's okay.
me.
I'm not saying anything. It's like yes, high level understanding can be given since I handle a lot of things. At my work,
Okay.
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shri, are you covering any real-time scenarios in the course
Yes,
content?
we see end of the project. Sorry, end of the tenure of this course. What we can do is one or two projects we can talk real time. Maybe any projects. How do you connect? How do you? It's like starting from requirement gathering stage to production deployment and hypercare.
So, you told real-time project. That's question of which platform you explain real-time.
Which
Like
platform meaning?
what systems you going to
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
Do
like
you have any
success
specific
factor,
systems?
like success factor, Ariba,
Hmm.
like
Any
that.
other?
Cloud for C4C.
Sales Cloud, Cloud for customer.
Oh
We can
yes.
do that. That's what I'm saying. I have been into BTP for a good number of years, so I have covered all this in my tenure. So whichever you guys want, see, for an example, if 5 members are there in a group, everybody wants different projects. No,
No,
all
these
of
are the
us.
common actually.
No. I'm trying to tell you,
Market.
Arvind, the
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
us need to come to a common ground and decide which two
yeah,
projects.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
yes,
right.
we can do that because Gautam says that he wants C4C and Arvind says that success factors and Narayana says that SAP S4. Not possible. We all have to come to a common ground and understand. So what I do is usually I refer to SAP, success factors, because success factors you see a lot of integrations coming up in the market, and maybe C4C, because a lot of Salesforce teams are migrating to Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, and all that. So these we usually refer. Ariba and all, it's okay. I mean, manageable. See, the concept of giving you the overall project understanding is how do you participate in the requirement gatherings? How do you gather the requirement? What points do you raise out of reading such documents provided by business? And what are your next steps? For an
So
example,
one
if
more
Aravind is
question.
already working in
We send
PIPO,
everyday class, send videos, everyday class record
let
videos.
us start the sessions first, Narayana, post which of course we'll do.
Yes, sir, clarification.
No, we'll do. We'll give you a recording every day
What I'm
soon after.
asking, sometimes I have some work, office work. I am not unable to class.
No, not that. If anybody missing, also no issues. And we practice. I think GK also here. We follow practice that if today's session is completed, tomorrow once we get into a new session. Sorry, GK. Let me complete the statement. So tomorrow once we are getting to a new topic. So prior that, what we do is we clarify all the questions of the previous class, and post which we get into new. And as you already asked, as soon as the class is completed, we'll publish the recording on WhatsApp or whatever is it. GK, please go on.
Guys, this will start from tomorrow sharp 7 a.m. IST. Correct, Sri? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think for 1 week, can we
Sri, do
take it up as 9 a.m.?
9
or
a.m. I think because few of them
8
all are working, right?
8:30
People
also
have
should be
started to
fine.
go in office, right?
No, I understand. Actually, my son's exams are going on, so I need to drop him. These are the annual exams. So for 1 week, and after that, yes, 7 a.m. it should be. I mean, how many ever batches we do? We do follow 7 a.m. as a standard, but only for 1 week due to my son's exams. I need to take a time there.
For me, no worries.
I'm sorry, Gautam.
For me, no worries.
Yeah.
It's okay for me at 9 a.m. For 1 week.
Yeah, only for 1 week, 9 a.m. Post which it should be 7 a.m. sharp every day till completion of your codes.
Okay. And one more last question from mine. Like, how practical class will be going on, like for practicing side and all.
Practicing part, you have a standard tenant given by SAP, right? At free of cost, you can create the tenant and you can practice it.
Okay.
And also for an instance, when you work with trial tenant is nothing but a free of cost which SAP gives, right? So you may not be able to make all real-time connections. For an example, if in your current scenario, if you are trying to connect with your Oracle databases, with your SAP CPIs or PIPOs, that kind of scenarios we may not be able to replicate 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it all understandable, but still I'm trying to mention.
But but they are similar, right?
Similar, of course, yes. So I also tell you what configurations we make and all. That's 100% similar, no change. But only thing, we do not have real-time servers. That is a limitation. But let me also put this in another way. If anybody has, if for an example, Aravind is into PIPO, in his project, if he has CPI access or BTP access, maybe dev tenant access, whatever that we are talking here, he can implement that or replicate that into his tenant. That's an advantage if you guys have some connections like that. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. Any more questions? Else we can wind up. GK, do you have something to add? Okay, he's in mute, I guess. All right. Thank you then, all of you. Thank you so much
Can
for all your time.
last question, Sri.
Yeah, Arvind.
Can we get any certification related material or dumps?
No, we don't do all that.
Okay, fine.
I mean, straight answer.
Okay,
We are
thank you.
only there to, assist in technical aspects, and we don't even see. For an example, after course, if you are attending an interview, you are failing somewhere with the technical questions. Yes, I can help you there, but we don't even assist, with the replacements and all that. We don't commit anything, in fact.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. And what is the certification cost for BTP?
It should be 49,000, close to 50 in Indian currency. I think now SAP gives us some 6 attempts, right?
Single certification, it's at 20,000.
15,000 plus JK. It should
If
be
it is in a
18 plus.
multiple one, close to 52,000.
Yeah, 18,000 it
Correct.
should be including taxes. And you wanted to go for multiple, then 50. 6 attempts you get it there.
Single attempt it is 20,000.
Close to 18,000 including taxes, Gautam. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, all of you. It's a very pleasure talking to you. Yeah.
For a wonderful
Yeah,
explanation.
No problem. Thanks. All the best.
Sri, could you
Bye.
please open?
Thank you.
Well, I'm there, JK.
No, it's not. It's
JK, I'm losing your voice.
I think we lost the GK itself.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a nice
Yeah,
evening.
thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.